Okay. In this discussion, we are going to find out a joining matrix of P, where P is this graph. Graph is given to us. We have to find out the corresponding adjacent matrix for this graph. So adjacent matrix for this graph. Here also adjacent matrix for Q, where Q is the graph dish. Now what we have to do is that to find an adjoining matrix of P, where P is a graph given to us. First we have to write all the vertex v1, v2, v3, v4, v5 in a horizontal way. v1, v2, v3, v4 and v5. Now write all these vertices in the vertical direction. v1, v2, v3, v4, v5. Now draw the matrix bracket here like this. Matrix bracket I have drawn. Now my aim is that if there is an edge between the two vertices, we have to put 1. If there is no vertices, then we have to put 0. Now v1, here v1, there's no edge, therefore 0. v1, v2, there is an edge, we have to put 1. v1, v3, there is an edge, put 1. v1, v4, no, it is not having an edge, because before this another vertex is there, therefore we cannot take this full line as a edge for v1 and v4, so we will get 0. Last one, v1, v5, there is an edge, 1. So like that, if there is an edge, we have to put 1. If there is no edge, we have to put 0. v2, v1, yes, there is an edge. v2, there is no loop, therefore we have to write 0 here. v2, v3 is here, v3 is there, there is an edge, we have to put 1. v2, v4, there is no edge, 0. Then v2, v5 is here, v5 is there, there is no edge, direct edge, therefore 0. v3, v1, there is an edge, put 1. v3, v1, that's it. v3, v2, there is an edge, 1. v3, there is no loop here, therefore 0. v3, v4, there is an edge, put 1. v3, v5, yes, there is an edge, put 1. v4, v1 is here, v1 is here, there is no direct edge, therefore 0. V4, V3. V4 is here, V3 is there. Yes, there is an edge 1. V3, V4, V3. V4, V3. Yes, there is an edge. V4, V4. V4, V4. There's no loop, therefore 0. V4, V5. V4, V5. Yes, there is an edge 1. The last row, V5, V1. V5, V1. Yes, there is an edge 1. V5, V2. V5, V2. There's no edge 0. V5, V3. V5 is here, V3 is there. Yes, there is an edge. V5, V4. V5, V4. Yes, there is an edge. V5, V5. V5, V5. There's no loop 0. So this matrix form of this graph is called adjoint matrix of this graph. Okay, so if there is an edge between the two vertices, you are putting 1. If there is no edge, you are putting 0. Okay, so how can we define this? That we will see it in a next video. Now another questions, find adjacent Q, adjacent matrix for Q graph. Q graph is given here. Adjacent matrix we have to find out. Okay, right. Now already I told you that to find the adjoint matrix of Q, adjoint matrix of Q, adjoint matrix of Q, first what we have to write? V1, V2, V1, V2, V4, V5, V6. Am I correct? V1, V2, V4, V5, V6. That order we have to write here. V1, V2, V4, V5, and V6.